I've made it to the small village of Dewisi, which is one of a number of villages that make up the Pankisi Valley. The vast majority of families that live in this area are Kists, and they are descendants of Chechen migrants who moved here in the mid-19th century. The people here have their own language, and their culture and traditions is unlike anywhere else in Georgia, even their closest neighbours. For many years, this area had a reputation as being a breeding ground for Islamic terrorism. Following the Chechen war, many Afghan refugees arrived here. It is rumoured one of them was Osama Bin Laden. The people of the area felt that they were being victimised and that the place is as safe as anywhere else in Georgia, if not safer. One person in particular, a woman called Nazi, left her job as a lawyer in Tbilisi and moved back to her hometown, right here. She believed that the best way to change people's perceptions of this area was to encourage tourism, and she set up a guest house approximately 10 years ago. She had very little help, but she has transformed this area, and now this area does welcome tourists. While I've been making this vlog, I've been walking around the kind of side streets off the main road, and it doesn't feel dangerous at all. In fact, most people have been really friendly. Little kids getting past on their bikes saying hello, people working on roofs, shouting at me and waving. It all seems very nice. This is the police station that was opened a few years ago, and the locals joked when it opened that the police would have nothing to do. Crime is virtually unheard of in this area. There's not a great deal of agricultural land in this area, and unemployment stands at around 95%. After Nazi set up the guest house, she encouraged others in the area to do the same. And now there are a number of guest houses, and obviously this provides employment. There are tour guides, which means that the local people make some money and also increase their language skills. Originally, locals were sceptical about tourists arriving in the area. Journalists would come in and take photos of people and then print them alongside negative articles. For that reason, Nazi banned journalists from staying at the guest house. She wants people to come and see the area for themselves. Not sure whether this guy should be out or not. He's got these like shackles on his front 2 feet, which is just making it impossible for him to walk. Doesn't look in the best of moods, to be honest. Well, I just had some weird old bloke. He was watching me. I was changing my battery on my GoPro, and he was just watching me. So I waved at him. He didn't wave back, and then he asked me to follow him, and then he started doing this weird thing with his finger, like rubbing his finger. I don't know if that's like an insult or something. Oh, he's sat down now. That was the strangest experience I've had so far while I've been here. They're not all friendly. So I'm just walking down this main road. I saw something. I picked it up. Is that a bullet? I come across our first mosque. I just went into the mosque, and it was basically just a room surrounded by curtains. I don't know if there was anything behind the curtains. I tried to have a look, but they all seemed to be fastened together. And there was a young girl in there, and I asked her if it was okay, and she was like, she looked scared, to be honest. As I was saying earlier, a lot of people here really don't like people taking photos or certainly filming because of the negative experiences they've had in the past, where they've been happy to pose for photos for journalists, only to then find their image alongside a really negative piece. As more and more tourists start visiting this region, they're starting to get used to it, but it definitely doesn't feel like a place that gets many tourists at the moment. Just to the left of the main road, there's apparently an amphitheatre and a World War II memorial. Google Maps tells me to go much further on, but a sign there said that it's this way, it's 1 kilometre. So let's go and see if we can find it. feels very strange being like the only tourist here. I've not seen any other tourists, but there are, because I tried to book into Naz's guest house and it was full. So there are people in this area that are here as tourists. When you look around, you can see that it's a beautiful area. But no one comes here because of its reputation. Hopefully that's all changing. I don't know what this is, but the gates are open, so I'm going in. Just on this tree here, there's a sign which suggests that this is part of a hiking trail. This whole complex was built in 1985 to commemorate the people from the local area who died during World War II. And festivals are held here. It's kind of the centre of cultural life in this area. So all the local people would sit here and watch the entertainment taking place on this stage. I'm going to go right to the top and check out the views. So this is the main monument then. We have all the names of the victims. Well, you can't really see a lot of them because they're covered up. And to be honest, the whole place is a bit overgrown. So I'm not sure how many people have had festivals here in the past year or so. Whatever problems or negative press it might have had in the past, it's certainly a beautiful place to come and explore. Well, it looks like there's an inside to this. I thought the wall just went all the way around, but it doesn't. It kind of spirals in. So maybe there's something interesting on the inside. Or maybe not. Well, the views are pretty awesome. From the top of the amphitheatre. I wonder what kind of performances this place has seen. I'm back at the cemetery, and when I walked up here 20 minutes ago, this field was absolutely filled with cows and horses, and now there's not a single one to be found. Where have they all buggered off to? Well, I can see where the cows have all got to. They're all crossing this road now that I need to walk down. I'm always weird with cows. Generally they're alright, aren't they? They don't really give a damn. It only takes one psycho cow. I don't want to walk through an entire bloody herd. Right, there appears to be a gap. Oh no, there's another one here. Oh no. Look at this dude. Crikey, I'm getting out of that way of him. I'm not going to do any more exploring today. Up there is the village of Jacolo. I'm going to head back towards my guest house. I'm going to check out an old mosque on the way and then chill out until dinner time. I've ordered dinner in the guest house because I want to try some of the local food, because the cuisine here you will only get here. It's not like the cuisine anywhere else in Georgia, so apparently they use lots of nettles and pumpkins. If we're lucky we might get some mutton. I've come away from the main road now. My guest house is around here somewhere, but before I get there, there should be the old mosque. I can't see any sign of it yet, and apparently I'm pretty close. And there it is, the old mosque. Hello. Hello, hello. Back at Guest House Melissa. It's a beautiful place. The thing I love about this place is the garden. Check this out. It's beautiful. Got the apples growing. We've got the grapes. Not sure whether there's anyone else staying in the guest house. This is where the family live, and this is the where the rooms are. Take you for a tour around the actual guest house then. So this is the kitchen. As you can see, it's spotless. Everything's new. Have fridge, freezer there, cooker, oven. Bathroom's nice and clean. Nice shower. Piano there. Doesn't look like anyone else is here because that's an empty room, and that's an empty room. This is mine here. Got some old Georgian art there. And this is my room. It's not bad at all. So I've got my own double bed. I've got a single bed there. And even got an old Georgian instrument. We've got a fan. It's really nice. And this cost me £13 a night. Oh, would you look at this? This is lunch, bloody hell. So we got beef, obviously Muslim, so it's not pork. So we've got beef, potatoes. This is khachapuri, one with cheese, and this is with nettle. And I think that's cornbread, she said, which you have with the cheese. We've got some lovely salad, an absolute shit ton of bread. And this is their drink. It's the non-alcoholic beer. So let's give that a go first. Wow, it's really nice. It's very sweet. Right, I'm going to get tucked into this meat, bloody hell. Well, it defeated me. There was no way I was going to eat all of that. I got down most of the beef, most of the potatoes. I tried the cheese. I'm not keen on the cheese anyway. This cornbread I wasn't too keen on. I've tried one each of the khachapuri, the nettle and the cheese. They were nice. The salad was really nice. Yeah, this was great. But just a ridiculous amount of food. This we don't leave here going hungry in Georgia. Brilliant. It's my one and only full day in this region, and today I'm going on a guided tour around the area. I think it's one of the daughters of the person who runs the guest house, so hopefully we'll get to find out a little bit more information about the history of the place, and yeah, see some things that I would have not normally come across by myself. So it's a nice day as always. So yeah, just waiting for the call. And what's your name? Mariam. Mariam. Nice to meet you. I'm Scott. That's a shame. So a popular spot for like picnics and that here, yeah. Fortunately, some people here are like they own the rest of the world and they don't care. So during Corona, was the guest house closed? Yeah? For like 2 years or something, nearly?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But not 2 years.
Okay.
With
Was there much of the virus in this area? Because obviously you're...
no.
No? None at all?
Yeah.
Right, wow. Yeah. You stop the tourists coming in and bringing the virus with them. This is the Roddy Scott Foundation, and Roddy Scott was an English soldier who came and fought in the war, the Chechen war, and he died. He didn't survive, and he always said that should he survive, he wanted to come back to this area and set up something worthwhile, some kind of foundation. So this was set up in his name, and it teaches the local people English, and it's all free as well. French classes as well. So come to the Pankisi Ethnographic Museum, but it's closed. There's a radio station in there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, just up there, yeah?
Yeah.
And what did this used to be?
Huh?
What did this used to be?
I don't know all the buildings.
You don't know? It's just been empty for like that for years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool, yeah.
But it's not
Not
like a school, you don't go like
Yeah,
in the
this is fun.
every day. This is, you do this in the evening?
Yeah.
Okay.
After school.
And what courses do you do here?
We have
Georgian
literature.
literature.
Yeah, English, but for younger ones.
Okay. And is this free as well?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is free.
So where do they get their money from? Is it
Are they?
like, if it's free, how is it free?
This isn't free, but more cheaper.
Okay, okay. I managed to persuade my two guides to come up to the watchtower, which, believe it or not, we've never been to before. I'm almost there. Well, as you can see, I made it to the tower at the top of a short but very steep hill. I'm absolutely sweating like mad. You can actually get in it, but you have to bend down really low. You practically have to crawl to get in. This tower was just used to send signals of an advancing invasion. Smoke signals. And I have read that they used black and white smoke, but I'm not exactly sure what the difference between the two is. Whew, it's a warm day. Have you been to any other countries?
Hmm?
Have you been to any other countries?
Oh, so country. Huh? No.
No. Would you like to travel?
Of course.
Yeah. Is there any particular place you want to go?
I want in
Canada?
yeah.
Yeah. This is the St George's Church, which was built in the late 19th century, but then became abandoned in the early 20th century because of the declining Christian population. And it's been maintained, as far as I'm aware, by a local Muslim family. So as you can see, my time in the Pankisi Valley has come to an end, and I'm now back in the wonderful capital city of Tbilisi. It's an interesting time up there. I'm glad I went and experienced it. You only need a couple of days really, there's not a great deal to do, there are hikes and stuff. I found it interesting that the people who took me out on the tour had not seen other parts of the village. When we went up to Alama, they'd never been there, despite the fact that it's a half-hour walk and they've lived there all their lives. I guess when you live in one village, there's no need to go to the next village. You have everything you need right there. So I would recommend it. It's a couple of days out in a different part of Georgia that most people don't normally go and see. But now, back into Tbilisi.